Okay, y'all, so we're in Austin, Texas, and it just started to get hot, so I might have to rethink doing the WOD talks after the workout because I'm just too hot and sweaty and disgusting looking here. But anyway, for today, we're gonna do it. We've got Cindy, so today is a testing day. We have a 20-minute AMRAP, 5 pull-ups, 10 push-ups, 15 air squats, a lot of different ways we can attack this. First of all, whenever we're testing, remember, it's okay to kind of overreach a little bit. That way, every single time we come back to this workout, we're not having to set a new benchmark and set a new benchmark, and we can actually retest. And the only way to give yourself that ability to retest over the next year to 2 years against the same workout is to overreach just a little bit. So if you're that person, just go a little bit above what I'm going to recommend for everybody else. And then again, in my opinion, I know I mentioned this a lot on this channel, but there's some workouts that are just better for testing than others. So Cindy's a classic benchmark workout, which is why we're going to use it in this manner. But whenever we have something like push-ups, air squats, pull-ups, whenever we're truly testing and competing in exercises, then all that's really doing is teaching us how to kind of look for the loopholes, go a little wider in your squat right to 90 degrees, bounce off the ground in the push-ups, don't stop at the top, just kind of come out, and then butterfly kip. All these things, all it really does is when we test and compete with exercises, it teaches us how to get better at the exercises. And really what we want to do is get better at training. That way when we have real world things that happen, like pushing and pulling things, getting ourselves up and over things, we're able to transfer those skills from the gym outside. So we say testing, really, it's up to you if this is gonna make sense for a testing workout. Today, I just tried to make my reps look good, and then I tried to push the pace at the end of this workout as much as I could. So I kind of treated it as a little bit of both, and I spent the first 15 minutes thinking more of like quality, the last 5 minutes really pushing it. So let's talk about strategies for this workout. First is just getting it scaled the right way. So people who can do 30 to 70 plus pull-ups, 5 is going to be a no-brainer. So it's just unbroken the whole time. If you're under that 30 number, either that means we're going to be overreaching for the workout a little bit, and then I'd recommend breaking it up into 3 and 2. Or if you're just going for the right stimulus, I would say change that number of pull-ups down from 5 to 3. That way it's unbroken every time, but it's kind of that amount that's unbroken, but you're not really having a lot of fun doing it. That's kind of what we're looking for. The push-ups for most people are the showstopper. So even if you're someone who's got 50 plus push-ups in a row, 10 every round for 20 minutes is so much. So if you're really good at push-ups, I recommend sticking with 10 and break it up into 5 and 5. I was able to do that most of the time, and then towards the very end, I had to go 4-3-3 as I kind of burned out there. So push-ups for most people are going to be that limiting factor. So what I would recommend is if you're changing the pull-ups to 3, I would just change the push-ups to 6, go 3 and 3. That probably means your max set of push-ups fresh would be something like 15, and that would put that 6 number in like a perfect range just to keep you moving. So the other way to think about it, because I know so many people are so hesitant to change the numbers because they feel like they're not getting as good of a workout in. If you go 3, 6, 9, you're probably going to get more work done in this 20 minutes than if you go 5, 10, 15 and just kind of get stuck, especially on those push-ups. So if you are going to overreach on the push-ups, you just have to be so incredibly conservative. So if you're someone who has in between that 10 and 20 number, even 10 and 30 number, you might want to go 4-3-3, but I would even recommend probably going 3-3-2-2. You got to be so conservative because once the push-ups go, they're gone. With the pull-ups, you can kip. With the squats, they just burn, but you're never going to get stuck there. It's the push-ups that get people. Air squats, they burn. You got to just keep going. We've got the jumping air squat where we try and jump just kind of a minuscule amount if you're trying to go fast. And then we have the squat where you give it just a little bit of a pause up top to give yourself a hair of a break in between each rep. But the key is unbroken and consistent. So we're trying to go unbroken and consistent here, trying to break this up probably 2 or 3 sets. Be conservative in the beginning. You can always pick it up. What happens to me every single time, I warn every class I coach about this, is you get going, you feel pretty good, then it starts to get hard, you look up at the clock and there's still 17 minutes left on the clock. Happens every single time. So just know that like 3 to 5 minutes in is a pretty big struggle, but then you kind of settle in. You just kind of get going, and then it's just trying to finish strong. If we don't have a pull-up bar, Then something we can do is just bent over rows. So if you have a barbell or you have dumbbells, we're just going to go at that 45-degree angle. There is the other bent over row where you go 90 degrees, but that puts a little too much stress on the hamstrings. And I like that 45-degree angle because that mimics our jumping position too. So let's go 45-degree angle. If you have two heavies, you're going to go 5, or you'll go 5 on each side with the heavy dumbbells. If you have two mediums, you're going to go 10 on each, 10 or 10 on each side. Either way there. Push-ups we can scale with banded push-ups, knee push-ups, pull-ups. We got banded pull-ups, ring rows, these types of things. Air squats are just air squats. If you're looking to scale air squats, maybe scale the number. Or if you're dealing with an ankle, knee, or something goofy like that, we can always squat to a box and then back up. But this one's fun, 20 minutes, best in the world are gonna get over 30 rounds. But if you're someone getting over 30 rounds, I've been that person at some point in my life, and what I know for sure is almost every one of these reps were questionable. It was questionable if I was locking out, I was bouncing off the ground, it's questionable if I was going down all the way, and it's questionable if I'm locked out. So I'm not saying you can't get 30 or more rounds and do every rep really, really well, but if you're gonna do that, you probably need a judge judging. So just shoot for nice and consistent. If you can get over 15 rounds, you're doing awesome. Anything over 20 is incredible. Have fun with this one. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.